afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, April 3rd, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern, 2022. How many of us give ourselves the gift of self-love? We are so precious, exactly the way we are. Nothing about us needs to change. Notice how it feels to stop improving yourself and relax into simply being you. You'll find it becomes so easy loving yourself. The illiterate of this world are not those who cannot read or write. It is those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Alvin Toffler. One of the essential steps we can take into our journey of inner healing is to learning how to shift from the victim role into the conscious manifestor role. This means accepting that every past heartfelt wound, every emotional upset, every triggering event, person you've encountered has something that happened for you and not to you. The shift into the conscious ownership of our wounding reclaims our means to take on our real power and experience our true spiritual responsibility. By owning the victim games that we manifested, we are forced to release ourselves from any future games that may rise up and become super creative in our exploration of discovering our highest spiritual experience in life. Playing the victim role happens only when we are seeing one side of the coin. Every situation in life contains three perspectives: the good, the bad, and what's in between the two. The greatest evolution in consciousness is revealed when we can see all three sides clearly and not get stuck in any particular side. Playing the victim, perpetrator, or hero role all come from a helpless, powerless ego. It is only from opening up to the broader vision of reality that we can transcend all three roles and become the enlightened artist who is consciously sculpting a masterpiece out of every situation in our lives. As we learn to acknowledge that every situation we are in is an opportunity to dive deeper inside ourselves and heal the past wounding buried in our emotional basement, we simply stop manifesting more wounded situations. By seeing pain as a blessed wake-up call, we can welcome its alerting message and not take this personally in our relationships. We can see that the universe is on our side all the time, perpetually deeply devoted to helping us wake up out of our righteous slumber and evolve. By befriending our pain, we naturally grow up and become more loving, conscious human beings. It is only from this loving free space that we can form 100% pure conscious intention to manifest what we truly want in our lives. The reason why we aren't attracting all our desires instantly is because our intentions have been clouded by a powerless ego who has been addicted to victim-like excuses. It is our over-identification with our ego that has been addicted to victim-like excuses and makes our intentions weak, tainted, and blurry. When we realize how clear our consciousness can be when it's free from ego, we instantly shift into manifesting our heart's desires without any effort at all. It is said that all roads eventually lead to Rome. Yet, I find that this path of conscious co-creation is the fastest and easiest road to manifesting the life of your dreams. It contains the quickest, clearest, and most empowering path to revealing our most authentic, radiant, and divine inner self. As we consciously create our lives, we see that there actually cannot be any victims in this world. Once we have conscious, and once we are conscious, that we are the one and only all-powerful, all-knowing, divine manifestors of our lives, then we have to stop the blame game and take full responsibility for everything we're creating. We cannot hold others responsible for any wrongdoing because we've realized that the universe cannot ever make a mistake. And what we see as wrong is simply one side of the coin and a misperception. As we run out of excuses for playing small by belittling our inner world, we quit stopping ourselves from living out of our highest life purpose and mission. The roses bloom so beautifully because they are not trying to become lotuses. The lotuses bloom so beautifully because they have not heard the legends about other flowers. Just be yourself and remember you cannot be anything else whatsoever you do. All effort is futile. You have to be just yourself. Okay. What some find most interesting in all of this is that on some level, we each need to go through the experience of knowing how painful it is to play the victim game, so that we have compassion for those who are still stuck in it. Nobody is to blame for the actions as long as karma in past lives are in effect. Every life experience we manifest is based on our karma, meaning the past actions we've taken in this life or past lives. And this is truly what's causing us to attract similar situations, relationships, and outcomes. For example, if somebody treats their family member in a condescending or unfriendly way, their tendency would be to continue treating them that same way until they became conscious enough to choose a different response. It is only through diving through the dark night of the soul that we can feel the pain deep enough to transcend its karmic hook within us. When we become conscious enough, we can take full responsibility for all of our past actions and karmas. And then we hold the power to forgive and liberate ourselves from any harmful words or actions we have done. We can reclaim our power to heal every ancient wound inside of us as long as we are conscious of it. From this conscious space, we can greet the world with a truly compassionate feeling of connection and loving awareness. There is a knowing that every soul has come to earth deeply to heal themselves and to help heal others. There would be no rational reason why we would create all this injustice, abuse, fighting, wars, violence, mental and emotional trauma unless the final goal was to experience profound healing and deep eternal love. Every atrocity man has done has a purpose and a deeper spiritual reason for its being. There are no spiritual accidents. The destruction we see around us is a measurement of humanity's level of consciousness. When enough people stop pretending they are asleep and own up to their responsibility as the all-powerful divine manifesting beings that they are, a greater awareness and sensitivity will be brought to the world, and all harmful actions will cease to exist. We will naturally understand that all violent actions done to others are done to ourselves, and any desire to hurt another being will subside on its own accord. Now think about that. In other words, we've heard this so many times, we said it ourselves. What you do to others, you do unto yourself. And that's a fact. A lot of us forget about that. Whatever we say towards others, whatever we do towards others, comes back to us. So if we have a violent, negative, subversive approach towards others, that's what will come to us. We have a good, loving, caring, respectful approach to others, that's what will come to us. Every time we engage in disharmony towards others, we become harmed. And we don't think about that. I don't think most of us do. You get carried away, you get upset, get angry, and then you approach others from the perspective that, I'm going to get them, or I'm going to do this to them, or I'm going to do them harm. And without even knowing, in most cases, we don't realize that harm that you wish upon others is going to come to you. Now, it may not come to you immediately, but it will come to you. It has been proven throughout existence without one hiccup. But we don't see that in this civilization. Most of us don't. And we try to practice, treat others as you would like to be treated. So look what we have on the planet. We have war. We have conflict. War meaning conflict. We have conflict with people, conflict with spouses, conflict with neighbors, conflict with friends, conflict with ourselves. We judge others as you would like to be judged, maybe. When we view people in physical form, we have comments and judgments we place upon them. Everything we do, each of us, if it is sent to others in a derogatory, harmful, disruptive way, with ill intent, it will come back to you. It is absolute, without fail, perfect engineering by the universe. If you throw a rubber ball against the wall, you do it softly, and it bounces back and hits you, it's not going to hurt you, is it? But if you get angry, and you take that rubber ball, and you throw it as hard as you can against that wall, it is going to hurt you, without a doubt. It is no different. When you deliver intentions towards others with love, appreciation, and kindness, in turn, you will receive that. But if you deliver to others ill intent, anger, hatred, fear, anxiety, revenge, then you will receive that in return. Somehow, the universe will deliver it without question every single time. And how is that structured? It's structured so that we, in these bodies, in these lives, begin to understand what it's all about. It's about you. It's about how you feel about yourself. It's about the surrendering that goes on within, the journey within. It's about how you love yourself, how you care for yourself, how you respect yourself. Because if you don't have those things balanced within yourself, then you're not going to be able to associate with others in kindness, generosity, and love. You just won't. It'll be disruptive. It'll be caustic at times. It'll be upheavaling. And but people don't think about that. We don't think about that. We go along and we get angry at somebody and we throw things, emotional darts at them and cause all kinds of issues and upheavals. But we don't think about the ramifications that are going to come to us. And what most people do is they rationalize with themselves and say, well, I'm going to do this because I feel this, 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 and this, and I'm righteous, and I know it all, and I know everything, and I'm going to do that. You see how that works? And the ego mind is the culprit. Every single time with all of us, the ego mind is the culprit. It would rather have you depressed, worried, stressed, and fearful than anything else. Seriously. And so when you're happy, with the ego mind, when you're happy, it's short term. When you feel at ease, it's short term. So sooner or later, we are all going to come to the conclusion that the ego mind has to go. We will come to that conclusion. Other species have traveled the same road we're traveling, and they came to that conclusion as well. And ego, I'm not saying that ego mind is an enemy. I'm saying that the ego mind is out of control. And this civilization has allowed it to get out of control by not having the journey within themselves. You would not get upset without the ego mind. You wouldn't. You would not seek revenge with the ego mind. You would not seek hatred, anger, greed. None of it. You would not seek it. Justification is ego mind. Okay? The ego mind dictates to those who allow it to control them. And they follow it, thinking that it is the right thing to do. What is greed? The ego mind. What is never having enough? The ego mind. What is worry, stress, and fear? The ego mind. And people will go through, gods will go through bodies, lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes, and not learn this. And continually to inherit the ego mind when they enter the body. And then have the separation, the illusion. It's like we can practice things over and over again, and we stick to it, it will be effective. It's like ask yourself, do you want to enjoy life more? Start a daily practice of being grateful to the universe for everything that is in your life already. In the middle of the most chaotic day of busyness, take 5 to 7 minutes to relax deeper inside yourself and appreciate everything. What is it like to be deeply appreciative of everything that is already here now, instead of saying, oh, that's bad, this bad, I don't like that, don't like that, don't like this, things have got to get better. Appreciate what is working and not working in your life. When you do this kind of exercise, notice your body starts to let go and relax. Let it relax more. Let it go and let go of any tension and dive into those feelings of your ultimate deepest appreciation. Explore those great feelings you have never felt before. The pure discipline of practicing appreciation will refocus all your energy onto joy for your day. This exercise alone can change the rest of your life. Experiencing joy, gratitude, appreciation is kind of like opening your joy valve is as natural as a flower opening its petals to the sun. What do you think would happen if everybody on this planet was in joy with themselves? Everyone. They would discover the joy, the feelings of joy in their lives. Imagine yourself up to what you think is joyful. The joy vibration is not created from feeling needy or like you are missing out on anything pleasurable outside of yourself. Your innermost essence contains the most fulfilling diving energy you could ever wish for. You don't have to do anything to find this. It is right here beneath your mind chatter at the silent core of your being. There is more joy here than you could ever know what to do with. You could play a little fantasy game. Let yourself truly feel as if this is real. Imagine something amazing happened to your life just yesterday. Miraculously, you squeezed over 25 extra years of work into a few hours of time and finally manifested that amazing situation or experience you have always wanted. Suddenly, it came true, just like you imagined it would. You got a telephone call and received even more great news. You spent last night telling everyone you knew about your incredible manifestation. Everyone is so excited for you. After you hung up the phone, you were so excited you screamed. Oh, God, this is so amazing. I can't believe this is happening to me. So how did you feel imagining this? Did your body get excited? What would it feel like if it really were full of joy? Is there resistance to feeling what this is like? Any resistance any of us may have to feeling joyful about our dream is the same energy blocking us from materializing it. Just notice how your body's response, how it is, when you visualize your desires already manifested. Does it expand or contract? How does imagining your desire already manifested compare to thinking that you are going to manifest something in the future? Does it alter your ability to be joyful? Check it out. See for yourself. Right now, we want to set a deep intention to open our heart to feeling more joy this week than ever before. Set the intention, and your energy will begin to shift. Setting a strong intention is 50% of the battle to making it happen. Setting a strong, very strong intention is 50% of the battle to making it happen. Give yourself full permission to feel all the deepest states of pleasure and inner peace, as well as all the orgasmic experiences you can handle. Choose this daily. This will expand yourself and your energy. By simply following through with this exercise, you will massively expand your manifesting vibration in just a few hours. Now, your ego mind, your ego mind saying, oh, yeah, okay, sure. That's what your ego mind's saying. Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. It is the stretched soul that makes the music, Osho. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we are in. Now, most of us will do things and we'll think we're relaxed. When you're relaxed, you aren't thinking about a thing. There's nothing running through your mind. You're just being. You ever stretched in the morning and it felt good throughout your whole body? Now, a lot of people will wake in the morning and stretch, and they'll moan. And they'll say, oh, I don't feel well. Or they'll say what? That they're getting older. You ever done that? How many times have you caught yourself saying that? That you're getting older? Or these aches and pains? That's just this first thing in the morning. Or you make a noise when you get out of bed. Right? Or you make a noise when you stretch. Instead of just feeling good. So we focus on our breath. Every single avenue to relaxation, calmness, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness is in our breath. So you focus. Now here's something that you can do. You can do it every morning, but the key is not to let the ego mind rush you so that you get in a hurry or you're late and you stop, you don't do it because you don't have time. You say, that's the ego mind again. But every single morning and night, you use your breath. And you breath in easy through the nose and easy out the mouth. And as you're breathing in, you say to yourself, I am of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal gratitude. And that's what you say as you're breathing in. And then you breath out. And you do this either 6 times, 12 times, or 21 times. And you do it every morning, and you do it every night. Watch what happens. Do it every morning, and you could do it, and then you'll find yourself doing it like all clicking in during the course of the day. This is imperative. So when we go to the breath, what are we doing? When you go to your breath, the ego mind is gone. When you only focus on the breath, which is the now, the ego mind is gone. It can't exist. It won't exist in the now. It knows that. That's why it'll do everything to keep you out of the now. And where do you think stress comes from? Anxiety, fear, anger, revenge, hatred. Where does that come from? The ego mind. So as long as the ego mind is front and center, you're going to have all this. You're going to have it all. All that stuff. So when you focus on your breath, you're in the now. The mind chatter's gone. We all have that. The ego mind's gone. Subconscious mind's gone. We all have that. It's gone while we're in the now. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, gone. Why wouldn't all of us choose to stay in the now? Isn't that amazing? Because the majority of us are controlled every single second of every day by the ego mind. It's what gets us in all the shenanigans. It gets us entrenched, intertwined, tangled, confused, fearful, unbalanced, aggressive. We could go on and on. And because we haven't mastered it, that's just what we experience. But the now, it totally eliminates it all. And it's funny that the majority of us are hardly ever in the now. We're either in the past or the future. That's how we live on this planet. This is why you see so much stress, anxiety, so many crazy things going on. Those of us in the now would not experience any of that. As long as we're in the now, the body relaxes. It genuinely lets go. Okay? All that stuff that it's like a magnetic sponge, and it just absorbs everything, good, bad, and indifferent. It's just constantly absorbing things. It never stops. Stress is the number one destroyer of these bodies on this planet. It is the number one by far. Stress. It is the culprit to all the ailments, disintegrations, deteriorations, and ending of these bodies. And where does it come from? The body absorbs it. The ego mind takes over. Rest is history. And the reason most of us worry so much is because what? Because the ego mind is insecure. And on top of it, it is an illusion that we play in, that we interact with. Now, I'm not saying that it's real easy to stay in the now, because for a lot of us it's a challenge, consistently, right? Most of us don't even think about it. Most of us don't even believe that there is a now. They just believe that what I'm doing, I'm usually working in the future or working in the past. It's like, what are you going to do tonight? These conversations are happening right now. When it isn't night, it's day. What are you going to do tonight? What am I going to have for dinner tonight? And that's hours away. See, that's the future. What am I going to do tomorrow? To be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. To be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, practicing this constantly. So that when we're aware that we're in the now, and we fly off into other thoughts, And none of us are exempt from it because we do. We wander off. So are we wandering off in thoughts of ours? Most of the time, no. We're wandering off in other people's thoughts or programs. We have tens of millions of us that fly by in front of us like clouds in the sky. We have 60,000 plus of our own thoughts that we send out to the universe. It can become quite crazy. And this is another reason to stay in the now. But when we do that, and we're aware of it, we catch ourselves, we just turn around and say, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which is every time. Does it make any sense that any of us project our futures when we create the futures in the now? When we want to change our destiny, if we know what our destiny is and we guess it, whatever, we do that in the now. When we want to reminisce into the past, we do that in the now. When we wander into a future that doesn't exist, we miss out on the fact that we're creating the future in the now for ourselves. So when you look in that body that you're in, you see 7 lights, and they go from the tailbone to the top of the head. What are they? And the colors, each one's a different color, are nothing like the colors you see on this planet. They're just much more vibrant, deep. These are known on this planet as chakras. And they're spirit etheric energy. And chakra, definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. You, the God that you are, is spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through these. They're connected to every physical part, emotional part, everything, character, personality of this body. And we flow. So doesn't it make sense that we, the gods, know everything about these bodies right down to the quantum core? And we do. And we will discover that we can heal these bodies any time they need healing. Now picture yourself standing in front of 3 paths. You're in the middle one, which is the now. You look at the one to the right of you, that's the past. You look at the one to the right, to the right of you is the future, to the left of you is the past. Now you look at them, and you see that the trees over each one has formed a canopy, like a ceiling. And they're all gold and shimmering, the leaves and the branches and the bark and everything. The path itself is this brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now the only thing you notice is different about any of these paths is that 2 of them are really worn. The past and the future. You're standing on the now, and it looks brand new. Why is that? Because the majority of us are either in the now or the future, or the past or the future, not the now. They jump over the now. And this is why we have so many things that go on with ourselves. Now, of course, we all visit the past. You know, we reminisce, and we have memories, and it's fun. We have a library of our own. It's the subconscious mind, which absorbs everything, copies everything. Then it keeps playing our back. So when we go into that door, turn on the lights, you know, grab a couple movies and books and some pictures off the shelves, and sit in the easy chair, and we watch the movies, read a little bit about the books, and look at some pictures. And we have fun with that, but we don't stay there a long time. It's just lightly, and we put everything away, turn the lights off, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, we revisit. But some of us stay there so darn long that they end up bringing the past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past and that future. This is why people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, all of us are seduced into a future that doesn't exist. We want to know things. We want to know when things are going to be, don't we? Don't you ever say to yourself, I want to know when this is going to happen, or, I'd like to know when I'm going to have this, or do this, or see this, or experience this. We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. It's not a bad thing. And it's anxious. It's fidgety type, to hurry, to want to know, because we don't go within to get the answers. So we seek it outside of ourselves. Now, then some of us will go to external authorities, psychics, astrologers, clairvoyants, so on and so forth, to get information to satisfy our egos. So that's what it's about. It's about the ego. Rather than being thankful and grateful for the present moment that we're in, we're constantly seeking the future to try to find out things that will maybe make our lives better, instead of being grateful and thankful for exactly the way they are in this present moment. See? And is the ego ever satisfied? Nope. Never, ever satisfied. So that's why things are fleeting. That's why when if you get something, or you have something that you've been wanting to have, when you get it, what happens? It's kind of fun, right? Fun at first, and then all of a sudden it's just not there anymore. And then you find yourself seeking more stuff, more things. It's because it's short-lived, because it's coming from the ego mind. So being in the now is absolutely paramount. And it isn't the way we live and exist here in these bodies, is it? The now isn't the way it's supposed to be, is it? That's what we're trained to think, right? We always have to be thinking about the future, and we always have to be into the past. Future doesn't exist until you create it, and the only time you create it is in the now. So when you ignore the now, guess what? Now, we know that the gods that we are in these bodies, that when we enter these bodies, we are heaven. We've always been heaven. Heaven is not a place. It is you, the God that you are. Why do you think you are known as the kingdom of God, which is within each and every one of us? The kingdom of God is the soul, or the God within the body, or the pure consciousness, however you identify it. And the body's earth. So we are heaven on earth, and we're consciously aware. What does that mean? Consciously aware means that we know, all of us know, in this meditation, that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We know this. It's not a secret. It's not a mystery. We know it deeply and emphatically, lovingly, in deep gratitude. So every step we take, literally, we are turning this planet into paradise. Not only that, we are shining the light within us outward. And what is that? It is the light that the love we are gives off. It is such a high vibrational frequency that it gives off a light that is unmatched anywhere, ever, beyond, and forever. And it's pure love. So it saturates everything. Wherever you walk, wherever you're at, this love light is saturating everyone. You see that through your heart mind's motion picture. Feel it through your heart. Now, okay, when those that are confused, who don't know who and what they are to any certain extent, they're projecting anger, hatred, fear, greed, manipulation, dishonesty, right? You're sending out pure love. That's it. You see the difference? Those that are sending out the other stuff are what? Stressed out all the time, worried, fearful, even when they don't think they are. Revengeful, anger. That's why you see what you see in front of you on this planet. That's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing those who have decided to go within, be in the now, and shed their light, send their light all over the planet, their love all over the planet. Then you're witnessing a majority that are sending what? Ego-controlled energy, disruptive, unpleasant. Now, some of us we may still in this lifetime discover before we decide to leave the body that we are the light. We're the love. The love gives off the light. So when we discover this and we leave the body and we're in the sacredness of space and a light comes at us, you know you're the light, and whatever that light is false. It is the matrix. It is the other side. That's where you go. You go to the other side. And you're made to believe that you're still carrying your body. And the body is on earth, disintegrated, put in a kiln, fired, destroyed. It's over. That life is done. So you go to the other side, and you see all loved ones all in their physical form. And it's a seduction. It's a seducing of the God. And so we're drawn into it, and then we begin the process again. We come back into a baby body on this planet. We are totally blanked of our memories, and we start over, all over again. Does that make any sense to any of us? No, that's the matrix trap in this universe. Know you are the light. It is absolutely paramount before you leave that body. Know it. Embrace it. Now, if you were to take a starship off the planet, you got out far enough and you saw the planet look like about the size of a basketball, you would see that it glowed. Now, goodness gracious, there's 8 billion of us, humanoid form, right? And we've got species in the planet. We have them above the planet, in it, on it, above it, and below it. And all gods in these human forms, humanoid forms, and then not including all the trees and everything else on the planet that gods are inhabiting to experience those forms. So when you look at the universe around this planet, you'll see lights, but they'll dim in comparison. It'd be like a candle lit in a dark room. Dim, dim, dim. Now, we're never apart. You know, talking about being apart or separate, it's all illusions. We look at the bodies are a deception that make us think that we're apart from each other. But in reality, we're all gods, we're all one, and each of us are experiencing different forms, different kinds of lives, and it's just brimming with experience and exposure, learning, advancing, expressing. and discovering who and what you are. So it doesn't matter if parts of us are 8,000, 9,000 billion light years away. Doesn't matter. So we're here, and some of us are consciously aware to a certain extent. And so there's googolplexes of us. One gogolplex fills this universe with not 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of googolplexes coming from trillions of universes. Now, we know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. We deeply love them just as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves that are consciously aware to a certain extent, awake. Now, this includes the understanding that we are liberating this planet. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware to a certain extent, with what? What are we liberating it with? The gods that we are, the love that we're made of. Saturating, permeating, flooding this planet right now, on it, in it, above it, and below it. Whole life, highest supreme value in the universe. Now this is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. These are all the galactics, off-worlders, and celestials. All light energy beings on and above and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, and and beneath Earth. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. We immediately form a super bright white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This is created by pure love, the gods that we are. Pure consciousness. And it's flooding this planet. On it, in it, above it, below it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Nothing can escape it. This planet's being formed as a God planet paradise. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. The gods within their bodies are the same as the gods within ours. We're one. They vibrate at this different frequency. We don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet them. It's usually after we just strangers, and it's this idle talk conversation about nothing particular. And then afterwards, a lot of the times we sense that there's something that was different about that, and that must have been an angel. Or someone you thinking that you need help with something, and out of the clear blue, you could be in a parking lot, you could be in a store somewhere, and someone shows up miraculously and helps you. The next thing you know, when you turn around and thank them, they're gone. Okay? What are they teaching us there? What are they teaching us with that? We're here to help each other. All right? We're here to help each other. Each and every one of us. Helping each other. Assisting. serving each other, loving each other, loving ourselves and each other. These messages are meant to break our amnesia. They're not happenstance. They're perfectly aligned and engineered. Now, there's one message that's been delivering. These messages are delivered to us throughout the eons, thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. And there's one particular one that comes in many different forms. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious, spectacular, splendiferous to be alive in these bodies? And it is, even though we have amnesia, right? So we get in these bodies, we've got to figure out a way to go within and know, discover who and what we are. And then all kinds of things within start flooding in to give us all the answers to all of our questions. So how do we know? We enter these bodies, we have amnesia. What do we do? Can we compare with anything? Nope, we can't. So we just ad lib it. And that's why so many of us kind of miss the mark, because we never end up discovering who and what we are. And thousands of lifetimes pass, and we keep trying to figure out who we are. And we don't know how to do it, and we don't know how to go within a lot of the times. And going within is probably one of the most simplest thing you could ever do in this existence. Focusing on the breath, being in the now by the breath, being completely silent, and just being. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions, because their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And ask them. They'll be there in a blink of the eye, and you'll be in bliss. Ascended masters, they've ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Light energy beings on this planet, on it, above and below it. Now, because the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is, and so we don't see these light spectrum beings. The red, infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, the green, the ultra green, the blue, the ultra blue, the infra. But they're there, and they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we never see. There is a group that these bodies we're in are highly dependent on part of this group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, the unicorn, centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many others. Now ask your body, can you sustain me without air, without water, without fire, without earth, without wood, without ether? Nope. Cannot. We would be forced to leave these bodies. So our gratitude for the elementals really should be all the time. Now, the off-worlders, galactics and celestials, over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans. Felines, Zeta Reticuli. Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. we are immediately met by the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. And it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would depict on this planet. Much more, much more. The best way we can describe it is that we take a grand finale fireworks display, way beyond anything we've done on this planet, and a grand finale laser light show display and ballroom globe, mirror globe. Reflects all light shed upon it everywhere. Yet this one's a trillion times larger, a trillion times more intense. Now, when we combine all of those into one massive crescendo, that's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. And we're all curious, so we pursue, we seek out the reflective points, which are everywhere. We notice the little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them. And then we discover that all of us and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, are learning and teaching from each other all the time. All the time. Every physical form that we inhabit to experience, we're teaching. We're learning. We have students or teachers, teachers or students, or both. And when you're not distracted from the material physical world, and you view any of these, dog, cat, bug, bird, rock, tree, and you want to know what it's like to be that, focus. Be in the now. Focus on your breath. And I guarantee you, you will know for a moment what it's like to be whatever it is you're wondering what it would be like to be. We're immediately met by the violet, blue, purple, flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are in these bodies, to remind us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white firelight. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are protected 24/7, infinity and beyond, head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor. It's not like the armor on this planet. It's way beyond that. And this armor literally comes from you, the God that you are. The light, the love. It is impenetrable. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. All lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can't come near it. If they did, they'd vaporize. So they don't. They leave us alone. No demon possession, no attachments, none of that. Ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, your hatred, greed, anger, fear, revenge, envy, hurriedness, worry, stress, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of situations, demon possession, attachments, and so on. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, setting them in pure consciousness where they are no more. Second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden light pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunset and the sunrise. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees in the forest. We are the soils. We are the clouds in the sky. We are the mountains. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you see a sunset or a sunrise, starry-lit night sky, ocean view, mountain view, rainbow. It's you, the God that you are. It's each of us. We were taught about the illusion of separation, so we would look at it and say, isn't that beautiful? And it is. But it's you. It's me. It's every one of us. So you look at it now and you go, that's the God that I am. Through my heart mind, that is the God that I am. Remember, the illusion of separation is everywhere. But it's an illusion. Now we're ascending above the planet. And some of us decide to step outside our physical forms if we're carrying physical forms and hover effortlessly above them. The reason we do this is because it's absolutely super fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. And we created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. Now, in turn, they create this super bright white, unlike any white you've ever seen. It's sparkling, flickering, and it's absorbed through our heart mind. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends, warm hug that never ends. Now, we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest, the deepest, deepest, purest, the purest, purest, eternal love. And the rings of light, all these multicolored rings, endless. Well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, gratitude, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. What is golden ocean? It's love. It's what we're all made of. The highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. So it's flooding the planet. Again, saturating, permeating, and flooding, head to toe, inside and out, above and below. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds almost 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us consciously aware, all these meditations in perpetual motion, intensifying, growing, and expanding for the full, complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, this now. See that through your heart mind's motion picture. Feel it. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it keeps growing. This is why it keeps intensifying and expanding. The universe has a plan for each of us. It is divine. It is magnificent. It is our soul's plan as well. Would you like to know it? It will be fully revealed to each of us the moment we let go of everything in our lives and experience our true selves in each moment as unbounded and infinite. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out from the mouth. Be still. All the great enlightened beings of this world became that way because they deeply understood one basic thing. Their eternal connection to a divine source is and who they really are. Take a few minutes to give yourself permission to understand this for yourself. We are all an enlightening being waiting to realize it today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, the night, and the following morning. We will return here Monday, April 4th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.